Hello and welcome back to the Psystorm Esports Network. I'm your host Chickaman, here to bring you your weekly esports results and highlights from all the major tournaments going on this past week, which has been absolutely stacked with events. This is shaping up to be our biggest episode yet, so let's get right into it with League of Legends, where there were 10 tournaments to cover this week. Pretty much all of them are in the group stage, so we're going to go ahead and start with the LCK, where the group stage is in fact in full swing.
Very proactive play here, trying to use two global ultimates to get on top of a set. Where have we seen this before? Not the cleanest fight though from the Sandbox. They're still able to take them down. And a massive engage comes in from Croco. This guy is so massive in this game. As Toby is doing some nice damage, but it does not seem to matter as a huge haymaker does come in from Fate. And that is going to be the ace at the end of it. And it's a clean one from Liv Sandbox, as this game has been. They're looking to end it here in 26 minutes.
Gen G Esports is currently sitting on top of the leaderboards there with a 4-0 score. The LCK Challengers is also working through the group stage, and the Gen G Challengers are also on top of those leaderboards. Meanwhile, the LCS Summer is 3 weeks in. TSM still in first place with 6 weeks left to play.
Killed if he's not careful, but Solo's able to find the flash. Chime's gonna die. Neo trying to stay alive, but he's already killed off. Dardoch doing the same. Golden Guardians looking for the rest of the damage, but now Iconic has found the ult, and Golden Guardians has found the team fight. Stixxay's jumping all over the place. It's Tristana's revenge. Have a mouth full of bullets. Stixxay takes the ace.
40-second death timers on Dig's side, and that's going to be Golden Guardians looking for the win. That was huge.
And in the LCS Academy League, the 100 Thieves Academy team is in the top spot.
But they take it here as well, and now Armeo can't do anything. It's Dokla. He's trying to end the game. Armeo looking to maybe steal the dragon, but he is going to fall. They need to get back, though. That's the big issue, is Rosedawn is going to take him up, but everyone's channeling bases back. Dokla, he's actually on the Nexus right now. Are you kidding me? Dokla could finish it up for his Miles. Just needs to kick him away, but he's got no ulti. Dokla, he's trying to finish it up with Dokla. Oh my god, he actually finished the game.
Oh, they did it. They actually did it. It worked.
My goodness.
In China, we have the LPL, where LNG Esports is holding first place at the moment.
As well, Dragon secured by LNG, but FPX already taken a huge chunk thanks to Ale, who's at full HP. Nuguri there as well, Chains Corruption to disengage, quickness into the backline, 4-man knockup from Wandi as well. LWX still alive, but FPX are being blown apart. Lightkin Arcane shipped in, and it looks oh so fine. Duumbi as well, blown to asunder, and Crisp has to watch the world burn.
Flamengo Esports is on top of the Campeonato Brasileiro. The Turkish Champions League has Galatasaray and NASR Esports tied for first at the moment. In the earliest group stage of the bunch, the Latin America League has Infinity Gaming in the top spot. Surprisingly, we do have a couple of tournaments that aren't in the group stage anymore. In fact, they both finished up this week. The LJL in Japan ended with Detonation Focus Me taking down V3 Esports in the finals 3-1. And finally, the European Masters saw Carmine Corps defeating BTXL in the grand finals.
He has no room to maneuver. He's so low before he even gets a chance to ult. They're going to burn him down before he can even push the R key, but Fiddlesticks in the middle of everyone, and it's simply too little, too late. Wunder turns into Fiddlesticks and says, who is scared now? Spectral Maw comes in. Hansama with a clean sidestep, but it is just not enough. The shockwave is there. G2 have found their fight. They will break the bottom lane. They will break the base of Rogue, and they will keep the head-to-head alive. 11-0 for G2 Esports over 3 years of League of Legends.
Just a little bit of League of Legends going on this week, and it won't be slowing down next week either, so make sure to hit that subscribe button so we can help keep you up with all of the action. Now on to Dota, where we only have one event, but it is a big one. The ESL one. Summer Tournament was a massive event where top teams from around the world competed for a piece of the $400,000 prize pool.
Roki is deleted. We'll buy back into the game though. And a nice attempt from GH to save the Leshrac, but Mind Control just gets decimated, and ILTW looks to be next though. The Egg forcing everybody back from Viking, so not able to finish him off. And GH, yeah, he's gonna go right into a static Remnant. And now he will drop. So 5 versus 3. Viking basically secure themselves this third Roche.
Double stun there. There's going to be the Eclipse. They've immediately blown up 9. He doesn't have buyback. There's the first life gone already. As they're going to set up, quickly nuke through Skitter on the second. Yawar up onto the high ground. He is going to be hit with the Winter's Curse here into the Ice Blast with the BKB keeping him at odds as his own illusions doing most of the damage. There's now the Ravage out from Lawless. Number 1. Hit him with a second as well as they will crumble. GG is called by Fata as Quincy Crew just storm into the base and take the series 2-1. They're going to have the rematch versus T1 in the second round of the upper brackets.
Several forceps, so now even farther from the fountain, they can just focus the racks though in all likelihood. VP trying to turn this around into their favor. And VP look like they're going to the grand finals, Jenkins. What a freaking performance. Although,
it's on
Wind Ranger has something to say about this. A-Blast not going to connect, but Carl doing so much damage to that BKB. This will be a dieback. Another Cold Embrace saving him. Burrow Strike's going to apply with the hook shot to follow. Only 2 alive for T1 versus the 3 of VP. Finger of Death doing a ton of damage in the meantime, but GPK pops the BKB, still going for Throne, finds it.
After an upper bracket finals went the way of Virtus Pro, T1 came back from the lower bracket for the big rematch in the grand finals.
Minimum 2 racks. Of course, the tier 2 still up top in that bottom lane.
Triple Chrono.
3 heroes. Save takes a tumble, big impale, only connecting on 1, maybe not so big after all, but there's the save onto DM. He can go back to base, but now the pressure is onto the Wraith King. That is the first life to come, but 23 Savage wants to go for the support, doesn't get into the fountain though. Completely surrounding Wraith King. 3 dead. T1 look to be winning this in great fashion.
T1 would be able to come back from the upper bracket loss to take down Virtus Pro in the finals 3-2 to become the ESL1 champions. Meanwhile, the Heroes of the Storm Community Clash finished week 7 and solidified their group stage standings with Simplicity taking first place.
If that mind control didn't hit, if Yrel survives a little bit longer, there was actually maybe a chance. But they just keep prioritizing the kills. They know the desperation and are abusing it. Simplicity, it looks like they've done it. Mightygus, the same position pretty much. Just a little bit further away though. Ultralisk has his level 20. I think he's going to be able to do a lot of damage. He has his cleanse. Oh, Bitkid nearly goes down, but he gets saved by the double support there. Here's a no control. Massive damage. They need to split up. Tychus by himself, unaverted, trying to run away. A hawk spin through him. Fantastic job here by Granite Gaming. It's all to play for here. There's Lubra going down. Circling is super low.
The King of the Hill style playoffs begin this week. Let's head over to the shooters now, where Rainbow Six had a plethora of leagues playing this week, starting with the Benelux League, which finished up their 9th play day this week. The 2021 Brasileiro finished up their first week of matches. The North American League got through their 3rd day of matches, TSM holding down that top position.
And take the team into OT, but it's not looking good, and that's to say the least of it. About to have the full weight of Mirage bearing down on him. Obviously, a big focus going to come onto the plant. Laxing knows this. He gets aggressive success on the opening kill. Success on the second. Over to the pistol and the knife as well to try to close it out, but it can't be done. Instead, Mirage come out on top, and they take the map 7-5.
The European League played their first 2 days of matches.
That little area, or use your explosives, use some utility to counter it. But right now, 4 versus 3 as Milon gets himself a second on the round, and Virtus Pro, they're looking in command for the first time here, but completely unaware of Jonker's location. He gets a freebie, he downs another. It's 1 versus 2, time's running out, and G2 win on that basis. There's Jonker does just enough to stop Virtus Pro getting it over the line.
And finally, the Asia Pacific League started this week in both their North and South divisions.
They need to hold on here. Fnatic have to take the initiative. The clock will do them absolutely no favors, so they have to make the push here. They have to try and get into sight, and Mentalist trying to go through that double window is asking for trouble. There's 2 frost mats on the other side of it. Takes big damage, and surely this is a matter of time now as the bullets are flying. They are raining in right now. There is no breathing space for Fnatic. There is the frost mat. There are the kills.
Back waiting and forcing Wildcard to filter in towards the site. That's what they did last time. They got absolutely gunned down. They need to desperately clear the clash, but it's easier said than done.
What? This is a pivotal fight for Emo, but he can't land anything. And now into the meat grinder they go. Wildcard desperately go deep, but Luna is there, and Vinny, there's absolutely nothing he can do. Luna Metal with the 360.
Lots of great action in Siege lately, and there's still plenty to come in those leagues. Moving on to Counter-Strike, where we've got 7 events to cover. I told you this was a big episode. We're going to start with the Spring Suite, Spring number 3, where the main Swiss stage got underway.
He kind of had an idea, but K is on point, and Deco 1v2 AK and Ad makes it a 1-on-1 versus Minio. Can he win it out? That nade's gonna tag him up, but no, it just needs to find the headshot. Deco's gonna go for the peak, tries to spray him down. Solo he goes, 1v1. Who's gonna win out that fight? Swaps towards the Deagle. Deco, this is your time to shine. 18 to 15 crawling in. Minio, can he find the crisp headshot? It's gonna be Minio. He sprays him down, and that's 13 for Anonymous.
They better finish that tournament quick. Summer's already started. We also had the FunSpark Ulti European playoffs this week.
It was absolutely insane, but on Mirage it's been only going one way. And possibly the last round coming up here. Elian trades back his teammate's death. As Freiburg is tagged down low. Hauser makes his way out ramped up and at least gets the man advantage, and Elian has to go back and maybe just be wary of it. Jumps over towards stairs though, and Hazard gives it away for free. Lackey drops Freiburg. It's all on Lekro and Forest to try and keep Dignitas alive in the FunSpark playoffs. They make their way forward. Lekro not looking the right way. Forest has gotten himself into a good position, but he's going to have to do it alone. A 1v3, and Lackey finds a double to finish it off. 3 in the round.
Sadly, Entropic had to forfeit the tournament after that match, and the grand finals would end up being ENCE taking down Hyenas 2-0. Now the Blast Premier finished their spring season one day before summer officially starts. That's good timing.
To get into their positions where they can shine. And look at this, they might just walk right in front of him. Scout in hand, he gets the headshot on Rain. Not only that, he spots them out. Olofmeister not quite pre-aiming that position. 35 seconds. Well, they know that Hunter's down here. They don't know that there's a second player. He's going to take down Kerrigan. Swinging for it is Olofmeister. Oh, and he burns! Inside of the Molotov of Brokey, who's now in a 1 versus 3. He gets the headshot, but there are more coming in. It'll be Nico to seal the round. Double kill for him.
The stacked playoffs ended with Gambit Esports taking down Navi in the finals 2-0. Meanwhile, the European Development League finished up their group stage and got the top 8 teams settled for the playoffs.
The AWP of Emor being that one player out towards the wrap position, gets the shot unlucky, backs off, feeds back in from Basso, gets caught by Major. He is traded back by Prime, at least to a 2 versus 2, but now it's the AWP is here to strike. The gun barrel's been seen! Oh, but Quays with a swing. Emor with a frag back, 2K to his name. P250 at close quarters. Can he catch Prime? No, he can't. Switches back to the AWP instead. Sees his man and catches the frag and saves Sagal for another round.
The Elisa Invitational began their main Swiss stage this week.
Find it, such quick reactions. 5v3. Scriv, this might be the round.
Yeah, man, it looks like it. Slowly but surely, they are working their way in here. Another kill comes. Another for Supra, who, by the way, has looked so good throughout. Stands strong at 24 to 15. That's where he'll finish. 60.
The DreamHack Open finished its qualifiers in Asia for the June season.
The call for MTNT to go down to B, that would have been the worst case scenario, and it still might be Mitch. Techno Blitz Hawk getting everything done. It's on to impression. He needs to go huge and buy time for score. There's one, not the second, it's on to score. He did everything on this flank, but he just wasn't given an inch. Now he's going to try and see with Trigger Discipline how many he can get, and he's not going to be able to get any more than one here, surely. Hawk.
They don't even know. He's gonna try and
If
sort of
Hawk
dash
180s
around
him,
it, but
there's no kit.
there's nothing.
Oh, Hawk got it. Yep,
He
I
doesn't
thought
get
that would
anything.
happen too.
Great result there for Checkmate and Team Renewal, who both made it through the open qualifiers and defeated the invited teams in the closed qualifiers. Finish off the Counter-Strike segment today, we've got the ESEA Premier Division, which started playoff matches in their Australian, European, and North American regions.
Licky checking ticket. He knows he's got a player ticket. What's the nade? Smoke being thrown in. They can't get for a ninja at the moment. They need to get rid of Licky. Savage. That connect. He's heard a player at jungle. So he's telling Licky, one player at jungle, one player at ticket. They know where they are. Licky gets one. Savage gets the other. And Dire Wolves have done it.
You're not even going to get that shot in before you're wall banged. Oh, not wall banged, but arm banged up. But yeah, Innocent does at least find one, but the Molotov is excellently placed. Flashbang as well will allow Fika to peek forward. Just can't trail in without falling down. Furlan could be able to finish off Innocent over here. Instead, it's Snatchy to take the kill away. 16th found. AGO may lose one, but they dominate.
But Hate out in the middle of the open eventually gets dropped by the Tech 9, but significant damage dealt to all of these third impact players. Now Swan emerged from the bank and will deposit a frag, and even looking for even more. What a shot onto Insane, just dismantling them, ripping them up. Is Swan just flexing the aim there and showing what Censored really could have been this season.
All of those regions will be finishing up this weekend, so keep an eye out on the next episode for those results. Speaking of results, the Overwatch contenders have some results for us as the June brackets in Europe and North America finished up this week.
Just pay respect to the Ant Matrix. Wait for it to go offline. Come back in with the Bob. Split the team. They can do this.
They found KSA! They're immediately on the back foot. Yickens is about to get a duplicate online. He's going to go for the battle cattle. Get in their face with a supercharger. Another window being committed. They've taken care of Greffen's Bob. The kills are flowing in for British Hurricane with 7 seconds remaining. It's only KSA and Psycho who have a chance at contesting. But the time bank's going to wheel down. The Sonic Arrow isn't enough. They cannot touch. Hurricane sit on the throne of Europe once more.
Them Odyssey have great positioning, and they have Rhino contesting already.
The Ant Matrix for the Ant Matrix. Curly to the dead arrow coming in from Ice. The Ice special doesn't find anyone here for it. Overtime ticking away in favor for Odyssey, but American Tornado, they're trying to flip this point. They're trying to put on this pressure, forcing Odyssey to give up that high ground if they can. Here comes King, and joining him is Ice, but Rhino goes down, and so does Lucamino. No immortality field, and you have to worry about the supercharger. This is Acurix. American Tornado have now solidified their victory against Odyssey. Nobody left in sight, and American Tornado are your winners for this Overwatch Contenders North America June tournament.
It was a good month for bad weather events as the British Hurricane and the American Tornado win their respective regions. Meanwhile, over in the Call of Duty League, there was some big action as the Stage 4 Major played this week in Dallas.
Position, trophies are clear, nades are out. Minute 30 remaining now, and the mid-map push now from Abizi. Beautiful awareness, lovely comms out of Toronto, trying to deal with these attacks as and when they come. Balancing this very, very delicate house of cards right now they've got, and here comes the play. Oh my word, oh my god, they might have done it. That's going to be massive. 3 players now on the point, second segment gone. Insight's got to go, Bance from Money Window. You've got to go Insight, you've got to get on the point. Here comes the play from Bance up top, the shots are in! And that is that. The control is over. It took one clean break, and Atlanta FaZe get the job done.
The Atlanta FaZe and home team Dallas Empire would meet in the grand finals.
Tiki and 2 in bedroom. In my mind, this is almost unbreakable. Empire, you got your work cut out for you.
And they do the impossible. Felt like almost intentional. Vivid, first blood, goes to Sim. Celium still from that top bedroom position. Trying to overwhelm Simp on the inside, but that is Simp you're trying to overwhelm, and he finds 2. Shotzzy, though, tries to bring it level. It's still a 3v2. Illy takes care of top bed. 2v2 right now. Shotzzy looking to play it forward, but it's Abizi there. Illy, last player left alive, and it's a 2-man hit. And with that, Atlanta FaZe have finally done it. It is over.
The FaZe able to take down Dallas in a very close 5-4 series. Lots of matches also happening in the PUBG Continental Series this week as all 4 regions played through their second week of games.
Out of it, the smokes are up. It is all or nothing for either of these teams. Day trade, feast or famine. They need to win this to get up to first place. Other than that, they're going to be down in 7th. It is everything to play for here, Jordan.
Slow and steady wins the race seems to be the mantra for this game. Everyone hiding behind the smokes right now. X-Stadium looking for those flanks. Look at the lag. I mean, there's so many smokes. How many frames do you have? A double knock. Day Trade have found the openers that they need. Day Trade might just do it. They have.
Over, so that's going to force a bit of a readjustment from Spear. They are going for the res. There's Indigo through the smoke. Going to take Spear down. Nicely done here. Nicely sussed out. Oh, Indigo!
Unreal!
Oh,
E36 is out. Ghibli is just down with, against this one player. I think Lingdu's a great player, but he better be the greatest player to come out here and win this.
He's out of frags at this point. That's a problem. If he had a frag, he might have actually just been able to end it right there. No, you can't do that. You got to be looking at him, and he's going to do it.
What?
Multi-circle gaming.
Oh, my God.
No way.
Greatest player.
Squeaky! Oh, he's down!
Great nades from Anonymous, keeping Ents even further back, and they're struggling for a way forward, Rich. You're seeing the mollies there. Tixu's found a bit of space. He's the only man to make it forward so far. Skater actually in a really good spot to punish this, but Diggory, you know this man brings danger to the battlefield. Already gets a good tag on one. Tixu hits the deck. Rustamar's now down, though. Sakura finds him. This could be Skate with a win here. There's no answer back from Ents. Where are the Finns in this one? Diggory waiting quietly. He finds one. He gets tagged up. He's trying to get the push, trying to get the kills, trying to build up any sort of positional he can. 4 HP is not enough. Skate's got the win.
To get into the center, and the blue is pushing in, but Tiggleton's landing the shots.
As Psycho falls, there's one member still up for Enrage, one member for Akreche, but that member is still punishing Mime on the peak. Psycho getting flushed back out, and Tiggleton creeping around the compound. They're so focused on Enrage, though. Bruxo still could punish them out here. RDS falls, Enrage is eliminated as now a 1v3. Sonic,
they do
it! They actually take first place away from this final game, knock Oath off the top, and win 2 weeks in a row.
Those teams are going to be heading into the third and final week right now. We'll have those results for you next week. Now let's switch up the genres a bit as we get into our final games of the day. Street Fighter V had the North American Central region of the Capcom Pro Tour this week.
It's a throw. Put him in a coffin. Light stuff right there into the big stuff. The explosion in the B trigger. Try to get the command grab, the greediness. This might cost him everything.
Can you stay alive away from this?
It's knocked down, and that worked, Joey! So put some icicles in my glass. He's smooth, like ice, cold to the touch, but he ain't very nice. B shift, the heavy kick, activation, but you can't delay the inevitable, baby. We see it time and time again from Karen players.
Look at that gray life up there. Brian just wants to take attacks of a single short or a single jab. Anything's going to be for a couple hundred. Instead, Rob finds it.
The challenge, though, gets a knockdown. One good sequence right here from Rob TV. We'll take it. Look at the overhead. Careful, that super soul. We've seen it being replenished. EX connects, and you see this as Rob TV. Hollywood Rob TV showing you how it's done. We'll take the Midwest spot.
Rob TV able to take down Brian F in the finals with a resounding 3-0 to qualify for the Capcom Cup 8. Meanwhile, over in StarCraft, the Team Liquid Star League got well underway with some fantastic games in the playoffs so far.
But is eventually going to be running a little bit low on resources himself. Does have an economic lead, though.
Tempest is going to be firing those Broods, are going to take a lot of damage, but here come the Corruptors to push back the Tempest. The Banes are going to get on top of all these Stalkers. Now the Stalkers blink on forwards. I mean, the problem is Cyril's supply is just rebuilding. 7 Ultras on the way up. He still has Ling Roach, by the way, underneath these Broods and Corruptors as well. And Sound's army is gone.
And the next SC2 Masters finished their quarters and semifinals, with Solar and Trap set to face off in the grand finals later this week.
Personally, I think this one is kind of done and dusted. Solar shows up, he's going to fight on in. Moreno seems to know that he just doesn't have the numbers. You can already see his kind of expression on the camera as I think Ravage has just attacked his own Roach. Well, maybe there's a Link on top of it. A couple of Biles, Reno has to dodge away. No, very slow Roaches at the moment. A couple more Biles and units get pushed back. Hatchery will go down. Just going to be seeing the Mutas joining up. And it's going to be GG.
And our final game of the week, which has its own genre, called Car Sports Game. That's right, it is Rocket League. The RLCS Season 10 European and North American Championships played. The top 6 teams in each region fighting for the gold.
Back into the midfield. Nobody around for BDS. 20 seconds left on the clock. Mark Bear has got extra. Extra chooses not to go for it. One final roll of the dice available here for BDS. Monkey Moon doesn't quite control. Fairy Pig, it's just straight over to him. Extra. Can't beat Kate up to it at all. It's off the side. Fairy Pig wants to kill off some more time from the clock. It's gonna be down to 4. And Team Vitality are your European champions.
Eventually have to let go off the gas. You got to go get boost eventually. And NRG won the couple of challenges they needed to, and what a touch from Arsenal. Oh my goodness.
Boldness. Lob off the backboard. Garrett goes for the far post, and he hits it. Garrett G! The precision strike in overtime.
I can't believe this one was let in. Arsenal on the back flip means he's not prepared for the shot. Typical just doesn't get the read, and Reynolds isn't back.
Team Vitality taking first place in Europe. Meanwhile, in North America, it was NRG with the big victory. And that just about wraps us up today. What an episode this has been. It really goes to show you just how much is going on in the esports world these days. And these are just the biggest tournaments. Each of these games constantly has smaller community-run tournaments that really are the backbone of what makes esports so special. Thank you guys for watching today. Don't forget to smack those like and subscribe buttons. Let us know what your favorite esport is in the comments. As always, I've been the Chicken Man here for the Psystorm Esports Network, and I'll see you next time.
You've got...
Yun. Okay. Meron ng mic. So, yun nga, sabi ko nga kanina, replay casting from last week, and then the finals kanina, yun, ng 2:30 sila nag-start. Siyempre, si-stream natin. So, simulan natin sa Game 1. Game 1. Okay. Yan pakita. Okay, pakilala natin yung players. Bottom right. Si Gray. As Zerg. And then the blue Protoss, si Noob Lord. Right. Top left, top right, si Sandman as Zerg. And then si Victory as the orange Protoss. Right. So natin ang konti yung live stream. Yan. Since replay tayo, ayusin natin mamaya to. And server. Yan. Para mamaya. Okay. Protoss. Mirror match. Mukhang nag-pull first. CC Gray. Early scout. Mga Protoss players natin. Maganda yan. Sandman goes for an hatch first. So, gateway, si Victory. Okay. So, makikita ni Noob Lord na safe sila, pero palabas na ang lanes ni Gray at dinaanan lang si Victory. Yep, dinaanan na lang niya. Hindi siya nag-attack. Nag-right click lang siya, pa-diretso. Sees the late hatch here. Siyempre, re-react si Victory. Medyo sayang sa... Wait, what? Okay. Hindi ko alam ba't niya ginawa yun, pero meron 3 pylons dito. At dadaanan again ng links. Diretso atake si Zealot. Pulls yung pinul ni Victory ang mga probes. Good defense. Sayang pylon, sayang sa pera. Okay. Bubugbugin ng probe. Ni Victory. Nilabas ang Queen. Actually, kaya ng links to. Uy, may pumasok sa Discord. Sino kaya yan? Natin. Si Dax. Uy, si Dax. Hi, Dax. Share screen para ng Dax.
Yes.
Yes. You're here.
Let me see what's going on. Let me go
Just in
on.
time, man.
I was waiting for the stream to set up.
Yeah. Well,
This is the finals.
no. This is actually pwede ka pa mamaya. Ayoko mo wasted time mo for. Kasi nag-start ako from, sige, better, sige. From top to finals ng juniors. First game.
Okay. So ano to, lower bracket
Yes,
round 2? Okay.
No. This is the first game. Like the first game. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna do the whole thing?
Yeah. Pero kasi ano lang 4 games lang naman. Plus the final, so...
Damn, son. Mr. Mizzle here. Oh, so dedicated. So, what are we doing? Welcome to StarCraft. Haven't seen this game in forever, but it is what it is. 2v2, dual meet, kind of about 2,000 pesos on the line. Can't really go wrong with that. And here we go. So, it's PNZ versus...
PVZ.
PNZ. Yeah, PNZ versus PNZ. So, mirror matchup, and as per usual, you get the Protoss making a wall for his side. You got the Zerg creeping on up. Already we see the hard Agresto from the pink and from the pink side actually. So the Zerglings there trying to be a bit pesky, at least bothering the natural expansion, but more or less it's the usual scout by the 4.5 minutes, and I'm fully expecting some aggression here from the bottom left team in a while.
Yeah. Full first siya eh. Kaso yun nga, hindi niya kinumit yung attack. Actually, he had so much opportunity to kill the queen, the pylons. But yeah, si Gray. The pink Zerg.
So bakit Gray pangalan niya kung pink yung gagamitin niya? That's the real question. That's the real question right there. But thing is, we are getting we're getting the Immortal being built out here, but there's Void Rays actually on the side of the Orange Protoss. So big turn. Gonna be interesting enough looking to play the Void Rays in this kind of matchup. I don't think it's gonna be too effective though, unless of course there is no anti-air, but we'll see, because for now we do have at least even more map control here for Sandman. They want to make sure the natural is protected as much as possible and just get rid of the scout. Bit of a standoff though so far. They're just waiting for someone to make a move here actually.
Correct. Yeah, I agree yung Void Ray since hindi siya nag 2 star dates. So hindi ko alam kung yung plan ni Victory, the Orange Protoss. Let's see kung actually hindi pa rin nagta-tech up yata tong si Zerg. Wala pa rin ako nakita. Ayun, roaches. Okay, there we go. He's hiding the roaches.
Yeah, so it's only 2 base though for the Zerg here on the purple side. So interesting enough, not getting the natural in front as of yet. He did take the safe expansion in behind, but on cue, since I said it has to happen, and there you go. So I think that Sandman right now putting up his 3rd hatchery so far, but I do believe that Gray is in a good lead in terms of his army. Should have more thanks to his earlier expansion. Bit of a push, and Noobler and Gray, they're marching on forward here, Mr. Mizzle. That's the Immortal, Stalker, some Adepts. It's a medley of gateway units right now. So a bit of a mix and match. We do see some roaches though into play here for Gray as well. But from what we've seen so far, this is a big army, and this might be a potential GG push if not played against correctly.
Correct. So we got 2 Void Rays. Very useless sa ground units ni Gray. Especially sa Stalkers ni Nooblord. And ito na. Mukhang susugod na sila.
I mean, the thing is, Void Rays is I love Protoss unit. I build Void Ray A move, I believe I can achieve. And in a vacuum, maybe it'll work against the Roaches, pick them apart one by one. But Victor gonna be trying something a little bit different, play the flank on the south side, and he's gonna want to do some damage on the mineral lines. But the thing is, you're doing economic damage at 7.5 minutes when of your opponents are already knocking on their doorstep. And here we go, the Roaches onto the right-hand side. Immediately the front line getting destroyed by that Immortal. You can see how much damage that one unit is just doing there on the left-hand side. And now the Void Ray gonna try to help on that, but the Stalkers are there in the first place. A quick little overrun, the front line is broken, and that's basically it. The armor just disintegrating in front of those cannons from Mr. Immortals. And that's a good push from Nooblord, good push from Frey, and this should be game, set, and match. All about the cleanup now.
Correct. So many money wasted or minerals wasted by Victory. Kasi when they saw the Link Rush, he created these pylons, and then he didn't add like more gateways. Oh, he went for 2 Stargates, but too late. Kasi andito na lahat ng ating Ravagers. And yeah, basing sa map, the team on the left, the lower left, is good in macro as well, while attacking.
I mean, they already know how far they could have expanded, and they just got the scout. As soon as they went for the early pull, they had to make a decision, right? It's like, okay, do I go for the aggress now, or do I just say, okay, cool, you guys are doing that, might as well back on away. And they did the latter, played the macro well. Immortals is just the perfect call right now, especially against any kind of Roach play and against any kind of gateway play from the Protoss. And that was that. Sure, Victor tried to do something a little bit different with the Void Rays, but there you have it. Victory now being taken by Gray as well as Nooblord. Interesting enough, Gray leaving before the other opponent leaves yet. So effectively it becomes a 1v1. You don't want to do that, guys, because the game is still on. But there you have it. Big win from the macro, and welcome to Baking Units 101. You have more things, you kill the opponent, and that is just a win there.
Yeah. Are you hopping on?
I'm okay with this, honestly.
Okay, that's good. So yeah, let's move on to the next round. Syempre, nakita nyo na, but yeah, these are replays. Yeah, spoilers. But at least, you know, makita natin yung gameplay nila.
Okay, this one, good overlay. It isn't the weird one we had a while ago, and we go into Poca, Poca LE, Poca Dodge LE, as I'd like to say. But yeah, so still PvZ, still gonna be them. Haven't done this in a while, but let's go for the intros. Introducing first on the bottom right side. They don't have team names, but they do have team players. Here it's Pink Zerg. His name is Gray. And his teammates, his other half, it would be the Blue Protoss, Nooblord. So yeah, they're up by 1. They're facing off against, well, their mirror counterparts on the other side. Orange and purple gonna be the colors there of the other team. And first things first, here for Poca LE's top left player, we got the Orange Protoss. His name is Victory. And don't forget, his teammate, no sleeping on this guy, Purple Zerg, Sandman.
Okay, pull first. As usual.
No. I mean, you mentioned it a while ago, right? It's like, hey, go for the pull first, and you can even go for the early aggression. You can't use it for the scout, but you made a good point a while ago. You want to utilize the whole fact that you have Zerglings and your opponents don't really have anything to poke at the mineral lines, find a few pickoffs on units such as Queens. But the thing about this map, though, on Poca LE, it's pretty long. A while ago, on the other map, it was on the long side too. But here on Poca, it feels bigger. I mean, they're pretty much the same size, but just how you navigate around here, sure, you can go through the diagonal, but from this point on, it's a long, long journey. And if clogged correctly by the side of Gray and Nooblord, well, if clogged correctly, rather, by the side of Sandman and Victorian, well, you might be able to put a stop to whatever kind of initial units there are. But Gray, gonna be going for the hatchery there. I think he went for hatch first, actually, here on the bottom right side. So 2 bases ready to go. Nooblord doing the same old thing. And just some confidence right now from the team up by 1 point.
Yeah, but look. 3 gates. Here we go. I agree to what you said. Normally, if we play on bigger maps like Polka, hindi ako hindi ako nag-rush. Every time kasi madedelay yung rush mo and then mas makakapag-react yung opponent. So 2 gas because of Roach. Warren, no. Okay, there you go. Second hatch here. Yeah. Ito yung mangyayari talaga.
And that's the thing. It's one of those maps where you just look at it and it's like, this is a macro map. Sure, many maps are macro maps. The whole game is basically that macro meta if you survive for the first 3 minutes against any kind of aggression. But then again, it's just look at it. Look at it, Mizzle. It is staring at you. It is telling you to go 2 base. It is even tempting you to go 3 base in. And you can see already, Gray willing enough to do so in 3 minutes. Pretty much a macro-focused Zerg push right now from Gray as well. He's the one getting the information and poking at this pylon. But as I say that, there you have it. Probe goes down. Still, Sandman sicking his own Zerg, needs to protect that forward pylon. But besides that, Gray is in a really, really good spot here. How the hell do you see the worker count right now with this overlay?
This is the 2020 Pro. Oh, worker count.
Yeah, worker count. Where's the worker count?
There.
Oh, that's whatever. That's fine, I guess. But there, case in point, right? 32 drones, 37 for Mr. Gray, 16 for Sandman. This is a huge lead here for the pink and blue team. And from this point on, we might see the same old thing from last game.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how to say this, but I think they're missing a lot about, making workers or when to make workers, when to make army. So like for this one, Victory is at least hindi na siya yung 2 pylons again. No, yeah, 2 pylons, 3 cannons, just to kill the Overlord and defend the front lines. Yeah, so I guess mabilis na GG ulit to pag umatake na sila Gray.
Bro, respect the investment, okay? They want to play TD. This is not StarCraft 2, this is Bloons TD. Put up the cannons there, spend 70 pesos on Steam, and call it a day. But you mentioned it. Just the units right now, it is very, very overwhelming. Sure, Victory here. Gonna be trying to transfer some probes onto the bomb ground. And that's just it. That's all that's happening here for Sandman Victory right now. Compared to Gray and Nooblord, who are taking on up even further. They know they can go for a good push and do some critical damage, but they're taking it to the next step. You're getting Blinkstalker with the Twilight Council. You're getting the Spire there as well by the 5-minute marker. And it's just that standard 3 base play here from Gray that you can really, really capitalize on when you're playing the Zerg. Go for the fast units down on the ground, go for the fast units up in the air, and just poke and bother them as much as you can. Some good micro can be essential here for Gray to get the win.
Yeah, so at alam mo yung medieval times na mag-uusap muna bago maglaban. So parang feel ko meet sila sa gitna before sila maglaban. I saw a Warp Prism a while ago. Where is it? It's still here. Oh, okay. I thought kasi magda-drop siya. I was expecting a drop a while ago. Pero yun nga, mukhang meet tayo sa gitna and then attack. Wow! Mutalisks.
Oh, yeah. Knew this were coming. And 9 of them already on the field. This is such deadly set of units trying to fly onto the other side. And well, for Gray right now, he's waiting for the opportunity. It seems like they're just rallying their forces here, Mizzo.
Yeah.
And one more minute to the life of Sandman Victory. I'm calling it here because this is them knocking on the doorstep already. Gray and Nooblord are trying to sell us some Girl Scout cookies, but it is going to be the crunch time on the Sandman and Victory instead. So fly on high, Mr. Mutas, destroy that mineral line, take them down one by one, make them fall on the part. And you can see one base is already crippled. The second one is going to be the next target. And that's Pylon. Goodbye to all the power. Miralco cuts out your power there.
So yeah, I think maganda example why you shouldn't invest much on the front. Kasi Mutalisks. I'm a Terran player. I hate Mutalisks, especially if they don't have the turrets and the Taurus yet. You know, mech player. So how many
Bro,
Mutalisks?
just go Thor, bro. just build one Thor and laugh at them. What do you mean?
Yeah.
That's all you do. But you know what's who knows who's laughing right now? Lube Lord, because he is just able to blink onto the high ground there, avoid the cannons, and this is just it. The whole disruptive gameplay of Nooblord and Gray, they're able to move on around the map. That allows them to just get away from that wall of cannons. The Warp Prism adds insult to injury. Now the Mute is feeling confident enough to go against the cannons. Sure, there are some hefty losses onto the Mutable, but it really just doesn't matter because the economy has been crippled. The game is being set on a silver platter here for Gray and Nooblord, and they should move on to the next round because of their superior macro.
This is pretty much it, boys. I mean, meron pala siyang ano, no? Meron pala siyang Spire. But too late. This when you need to macro when your player, when your opponent is macroing as well. I think mali yung basa. I think they just stick to one what do you call that, strat. Like we go pool first and then go 3 gates with 1 pylon. That's it. There you go.
Yeah, that's a victory right there, and for good reason. They move on to the next round. Nooblord and Gray just so prepared on what they want to do. Very, very impressive gameplay, and you know, just all the claps in the world. It's interesting when you have a bit of that mismatch in the junior division. You'll be like, do they maybe belong in this bracket or not? But then at the same time, they might just be really, really good at what they're doing, especially for their rank. And it's just that extra punch that they're lacking. But here in this kind of bracket, this is their chance to prove to us that they are just good at it. So we move on to the next game, and I believe this is the semifinals now, Mr. Mizzle.
No, this is just the second round 2, I think. Yeah, round 2. Round 2, and then one best of 1 for the losers, and then we go to the finals already. Yeah, I think pwede na natin sabihin semifinals kasi maraming na-default.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here we have it. It happens sometimes. But Mizzle, take it away. Who's playing for this next game?
Yeah, in heavy artillery, we have the yellow Zerg, Mr. Poggy, your PCPH. I believe you've met him before. Yeah, and then
true.
His friend, actually first time to see him play, Raph. So Zerg versus the winning Nooblord and Gray. Oh, finally Gray. Is it Gray? No, it's not. It's pink.
It's pink.
It's pink.
Is there a gray color you can use in game?
I don't
That's
know.
my real question. Can you actually be a gray color in StarCraft 2? I don't know. I don't know myself, but no, it is what it is. And here we have it: Z and Z versus Z and P. So the thing about Double Zerg though, Mizzle, is it is a composition that lets you rush people 3 minutes and kill them. That's the fun in the duo system.
Yeah, but look, nauna si Gray. Mukhang nag-macro. What? Asan yung links ni... What? I'm confused. Let's see what's gonna happen. Hindi siya nag-Zerg links?
No, the
Full
Zerg
first
links are
with
there
no
though.
links?
The Zerg links. I maybe go for. That's interesting because I think he's just trying to get that tech early on. But the thing is, if you don't build any Zerg links now, what fights? What fights in the front line is still nothing. The drones, they try their best, but they're builders, they're warriors, and no working for them. It's great, doing some great damage already from the get-go. Apparently, 1 Zerg better than 2 so far, and now Gray gonna be going for the pokes even more to the yellow side. With Pure PC though fighting on back, finally trying to go for the surround with some help from Raph. But this is just a big statement here by Gray. He's trying to get a bit of a Zerg hierarchy here, Mizzle, and he's the one on top so far.
Yeah. I think no coordination with the two because he went for Forge, Noob Lord. I think he could have gone 3 gates. Diba? Well, at least we'll see. He went for Robo this time.
Bro. The fact that Gray did that allows Noob Lord to do whatever the hell he wants now in behind. Because just with one show of aggression from Gray, the Protoss now given space. Because looking at a double Zerg kind of team, if you focus the Protoss player, you can really kill them, especially since trying to build those probes down. And oh, no cancel though, that's huge. That's actually going to be a good counter-attack there by Raph because that puts Gray a little bit more behind than he's supposed to. Here we have it, don't go for the surround. Adept right now is the focus fire target, and it's taking a lot of damage. Noob Lord not able to go for the star step there, unfortunately. And Raph right now just giving the same favor on back. Now we have the infiltration with the metabolic boost. We'll be deciding to go for the probes instead. There's the pull already doing the damage needs to be done. And here we have it. The probes trying to fight on back, but some hefty losses here. In all honesty, for Noob Lord. And we're not done. This is what I'm talking about. Zerg and Zerg team, they can keep it up with a cascade of Zerglings. It's a never-ending flood here, Mizzle. And just more and more reactions needed here between Gray and Noob Lord because these Zerglings are prodding the opposition so far.
Yeah, good delay by Raph and good follow-up by PurePC. But again, they haven't gone for the third hatch yet. He's going for Roach Warren, while, you know, the Protoss the Protoss is stacking up to Immortals. I think it's good to go Adepts, right? Glaive Adepts.
I think it's dangerous to go Immortal. Like, honestly, if you're gonna be going for Immortal, you are future thinking. But what if they just keep going for Zerglings? What if they add another Banelings? And it is a bit of a gamble there to go for the Robo in that manner when you know your opponent is doing something else. But hey, if that's the call, that's the call. And I think Gray can mitigate a bit of that tech switch, I'd say, by going for more Zerglings, have his own kind of light armor in the mix of things. But with now this setup from Noob Lord, I would be very surprised to see Roaches from PurePC and Raph. They should just go for more for the Mutas, right? They should just try to bother the economic lines. But then again, they're building spine crawlers and the static defense, it's not going to be too helpful in this situation compared to another kind of unit into play.
Correct. And look, Noob Lord is about to finish his +1 and the charge lots. So yeah, very good for the Protoss. I think the strat here is, you know, Gray to at least delay things for Raph and PurePC while Noob Lord is just stack up and upgrades. I think he could have added Warp Prism maybe for the Immortals. Yeah, so like this one.
Yeah,
small attacks.
Go for a pickup play.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
small attacks just gets destroyed. That's really just it. Thing is though, the PurePC and Raph are in a bad spot in terms of macro. Sure, they got that second base for the orange Zerg in front. Sure, you have the yellow Zerg having a second base as well. But it feels like as soon as they went for that aggressive attack, they stalled on any kind of future thinking. Sure, now we have Banelings, now we have Roaches, but this time, since there's a Roaches added into the mix, Noob Lord actually has a proper composition for everything here. He's gonna have a mixed match of a few Adepts in front. He has the Stalkers, he has the Immortals being protected by the Zerglings and the Roaches. And the thing is, PurePC and Raph, they weren't able to push the small advantage that they got with their aggression to build more units. In an equal matchup like this, in terms of the numbers, the Protoss will only come ahead against the Zerg unless these Banelings get some beautiful, beautiful hits. But here you have it already. The acid spewing onto the armored units. The Stalkers taking some critical damage, and now the Roach is going to be there. But the Immortals are still in behind here, Mizzle, and they are going to be the crucial unit of this firefight. Ravagers, though, with the Bile being avoided, half of them not connecting. At Gray and Noob Lord will try to play it a little bit more safe, wait for the reinforcement cycle. But at the same time, PurePC and Raph, they knew they got away with that one because of the Banes.
Yeah, good defense by Raph and PurePC, but here comes another wave of attack. 3 immortals. No, 2 immortals. Actually, he missed the opportunity to kill that Warp Prism a while ago here. When he had 3 Ravager. I mean, he has 3 Ravagers before. So, yeah.
Yeah.
No Biles.
He went for the Biles on the low ground. On the Stalkers, actually, in the Immortals.
Yeah.
But they just said, "Look, no, I'm not bothering with that. I'm not taking that at all." But then again, this is all happening. It seems like Hydra then is like the call here for Pure PC. What do you think about this one though on the Zerg? Does it actually help in this situation? But this is not helpful at all. Don't go out. Don't go out. These guys. You don't want to deal with the off-creep kind of speed. The Stalkers can overrun you. The Immortals are there in position. And now this is going to be such a good position for Grey and Nooblord because look at the Wrath's Ravagers on the left-hand side. They might get isolated and some free units picked off by the PNZ team.
Yeah, and we will see Charge Lots tanking the front lines in a bit. But at least your PC has his Banelings. And here we go. I think they're up for the challenge. Watch out! Here comes the Charge Lots. Oh no, the Ravagers. As what you said a while ago.
Yeah, this is so bad.
Yeah.
That is just ripped because you're playing 2v2. You're not playing 1v1, and this is not gonna work because if your teammate's not gonna push with you, or you get caught on out, and your teammate is just waiting there on their side trying to protect the base like he should, well, you are gonna lose units for free, and I think that's a big loss here because those Ravagers, you mentioned it already.
Yes.
Go for the Bile, get some guaranteed damage onto the units there. It doesn't get mitigated by armor since it's a spell, and also can pick off that Warp Prism as much as possible. But here we go right now, pushing your courtesy of Nooblord. Has back on away. Great in the meantime on the right-hand side. Roach is going to be there as well, but the charge on in from the Charge Lots, fighting into the front line as much as possible. Buying space for the Roaches and more. The Stalkers are going to go for the push as well. Baldo connecting just a little bit on a few Stalkers, but the Immortals are crucial. The Immortals are undying, and the Immortals right now doing the damage that needs to be done to pick apart the units one by one. So this is now a big wall being made by Grey and Nooblord, and it is just flooding against Pure PC, PH, and Raph. Those units a while ago, Missile, they needed those in the front lines. They needed those with the bulk of everything else. But unfortunately, it's now their demise as Grey and Nooblord take the low ground and should be able to go for the push if they play this choke correctly.
Yeah, this is GG. No more minerals. Workers. Yeah, 29 workers and 19 workers for the lower left team. Yep, this is it. I think important thing to note is that don't engage if you built some static defense, don't engage outside your static defense. So yeah, like this one. Oh no. Yeah, I think this is it. This is GG.
What? The Banelings, please don't go on the Roaches. They're not friendly to you. And that the Hail Mary that Raph was able to achieve a while ago, this time it is gonna get no response from players. So GG's called. Grey and Nooblord get that win, and we'll be one away from moving on to the next round. Gotta say though, Mizzle, it's just the fact that there was such a big chance there for Pure PCPH and Raph to capitalize on that map. It was that double Zergling push. It bothered the Zerg Protoss team immensely since it was pressure on the low ground. They got rid of the Adept, which is I feel like was big since that's the unit you want to chip away against Zerglings. And then from that point on, they just stopped building the macro. They didn't go for more Overlords. They kind of got supply block for a while, so a little unfortunate. But we'll see now if they can come on back and make it a 3-map set. As here we go again, another game, another map, another battle between Grey Nooblord and Pure PCPH and Raph as we go into Efflorescence LE. And this map you can actually rush here.
Yep, this is a small map. Is this what do you think about this map? Is it good for ZZ, for Zerg and Zerg? Like, especially you have your own island here and there. What do you think? I honestly don't know.
No, you make sense because it feels like No Man is an island, but then this is a team. And if you go for an effective 2v1 and you find a way to just box out your other opponent, you can really focus down someone on the map like this. It's interesting how Florence works because it's not as teamwork oriented, I'd say, compared to the other maps. It really isolates you. It really makes sure that you can hold off for your own. And the thing about it is you can effectively do some 1v1 strats on this one, but then you also have to realize you might need to help out your teammate later on. So will Nooblord be tempted to go for the super wall in because of the two Zergs on the other side? Will Gray be the one isolated instead? Or will we see the Zerglings just pour on to the purple Protoss here from Pure PCPH and Raf? But as I say all of those potential things, it is going to be some macro focus though from Pure PCPH. He's going for the hatchery into the pool on the low ground. Raf in the meantime though, setting up that queen. So one of these guys going for the sword, one of these guys playing a bit of the shield, and a mix of different Zerg strats here between Raf and Pure PCPH, which leads to pretty much nothing so far since they're waiting for that hatchery to accomplish something.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He went for pool first. Actually, I got distracted by Raf. He went for queen first, and still no pool or hatch. He just went for queen. And
He has a pool. There's a pool under.
Where? Oh, there we go. Sorry about that.
How does he go queen without pool?
Because I was wondering, why did he go queen first? I mean, I think dapat daw meron dapat pool first. Anyways, my bad. I was really wondering kanina. What's going
I think
on
what
here?
Raf, you know what's Raf's problem right now? He feels like he's lacking minerals, and I don't think he's realized yet that he still has 3 drones on the gas, making gas for no reason. You don't need that, buddy, pal. You told Roaches, so now it makes sense. But for a while, right, it felt like he just wasn't having the right economy here. So he's gonna go for a second extractor, and I guess since he stayed on it long enough anyway, expecting some early Ravagers here from the Orange Zerg. But then again, look at Gray. He feels it. He is so ambitious right now. That's not the first base. That's not the second base. But there's a third base all the way out in front. And in a map like Efflorescence, being able to push this far gives you such a good staging ground to play aggressive. Since you're so out in the open on the map, but it effectively gives you map control of the entranceways there, especially if you're that Zerg. If you can creep on up, protect your teammate as much as possible, then this is such a good position for Gray in this whole game.
Yeah, I see the confidence of Gray here. I mean, he knows that he can defend the front lines. Look at the macro of Gray and Nooblord. They're doing great. +1 is being upgraded. Once again, I think same composition, but heavy on Adepts this time, which is really good against Zerg. And look at the Lynx. Instead of attacking, they are patrolling. Okay. Anyways,
why do we have a patrol here? What is going on? Are they protecting the queen or something? Is the president gonna come to visit Efflorescence? Is that the call? But come on, bunch on up and let's go. So Pure PCPH, he wants to lead the charge, but he's literally taking a nap in front of Gray's base. He's like, okay, what's the plan here? What are we gonna do? And the fact of the matter is, since we have Gray and Nooblord right now able to initiate a little bit more, the Adepts getting some good damage before the forced retreat. Now Pure PCPH and Raf should be able to overrun this base because the purple and the pink team don't have the units in position as of yet. But then again, if we just saw the response of Gray and Nooblord earlier, this third base could have been protected. But in any case, now that's going to go on down. The Broodlings will try to go for a chip damage along the way. Roach is also pushing on forward. Here we go with the Zerg now trying to get in behind. And the Adepts going to be going for the Star Step to tear apart the Zerglings one by one. Roach is now attacking near the extractor, trying to, at the very least, minimize the damage from the surround. And here we have it, the Warp Prism bringing in the Stalkers. Here we go with Roaches pushing on forward, and with Nooblord ready with the Roaches there on such a good staging ground, and then Gray able to pick up the pieces along the way, actually wrong player. So Gray there with the Roach hold, Nooblord with the Adepts doing damage against Zerglings. Now the chase is on versus pure PH and Raph.
Yeah. I also see the problem here that they stopped making drones at 25. And now it's too late because even if they try to make more army, you know, their economy can't handle the production of units. So this is it. +1 attack of Protoss plus Glacial. What do you call this again? Gladeps.
The
something
the glaives?
boosted. Yeah, the glaives.
Yeah, the glaive upgrade. You know, it makes them orange and you're good to go. But in any case now, there you have it. Such a good defense from Grey Nooblord. Sure, they sacrificed the hatchery for the Broodlings to chip on away, but you could see, again, the extra units helping them out. Not only that, we did with this again, pure PCPH and Raph have that moment of supply block, and those small little things can just cascade into bigger things in a game like StarCraft. It's step by step all throughout. Here we have right now Gray into the front line, looking to break down the hatchery. Still though, pure PCPH doing some good damage from in behind with the Roaches versus the Stalkers, but in this kind of standoff, all Gray needs to do is turn around and say, teammate, do you need help? I see that you are in trouble. Let me protect you. And there you have it. Try to clean up. Go for the surround. Kill every Roach here in the way. And this should be it. Unless pure... There's only one chance right now for pure PCPH. If Raph can buy some time with his buildings, there is potential for pure PCPH to build up a few units. But unfortunately for him, he is running out of the money. And that is going to take a while because Raph right now he's on life support, my good friend. I think the doctor has come to us. He's told us that Raph doesn't have much to live for anymore, and it's up to us if we're willing to pull his plug. But the thing is, Grey Nooblord will make that decision for the game, and effectively it becomes 2v1, and effectively this should be a 1 game again for Grey Nooblord.
Yeah, GG. +2 is almost done for Protoss, and yeah. That's it, boys. Good macro and good composition as well for Nooblord and Gray.
Like that game, these two games, past 2 games, could really be closer if pure PCPH and Raph just don't make that critical mistake. I'll be honest. They have such a good timing on the push. Effectively, sure they're behind from the get-go, especially since we see such a really good macro there from the PNZ team. But then again, they're able to get one good push. But after that, the initial burst isn't really followed up by extra things. They run out of steam quickly. They forget to add up more to their supply or more onto the macro side, more tech maybe, more upgrades. And that just allows the other team to push them back. So unfortunately for PCPH and Raph, they drop on down to the lower bracket here. And now they're going to be facing off against Victory and Sandman instead. I do believe, though, this is only a 1-map affair, Mizzle. And here we go. Emerald City is a map of choice. ZNZ versus PNZ. Can pure PCPH and Raph get revenge against the line that beat them a while ago? Or will it be Victory and Sandman to move on to the finals?
Yep. I think, based on what I saw earlier, I think pure PC and Raph are better players than Victory and Sandman, but we don't know. They might have a different strat this time. Also, maybe Raph and pure PC might get caught off guard because of some errors and stuff like that. But yeah, this map, what I like about this map is if you're both Zerg, this is a perfect map for you, I think. Especially there's a gold mineral line here as well. So
I mean,
yeah.
I don't disagree. The fact is you can easily secure that gold, and at the same time, since you have the creep spread on, this is a map that is actually pretty famous in the 2v2 ladder. I don't know if I'm pulling that out of my ass or just remember it correctly, but you can cheese a lot on a map like this. If you look at the corners after the natural, right, especially on the east side of this map right now, you can be sneaky to put buildings there. And since you're double Zerg, if you just want to creep. You want to get more of that vision thanks to the creep shimmers, and you can easily figure out what's going on. But that's victory. Come on.
That's a good block.
That's kind of sad for the probe it died. But then again, let's do the math missile real quick. I'll get a calculator. That was so many drones not mining for an instance versus one probe that cost 50. I think the probe was kind of worth it in that sense. You know, in that sense, it's like that's 100 minerals. But then again, it takes a while to build it again. But it's not the worst thing. Like, you know, we'll find the gold here. In this lump of coal, Mr. Mizzle. We'll find the silver lining. But you know what is going to be lining up now? Those Zerglings through the funnel. And here comes Sandman looking to play the initial aggression.
Yep. Let's see how they will react this time. Pure PC looking good with his second hatch. Although Raf here is still stuck with one hatch. Remember, your Zerg, you need hatcheries to get larva. And you need larva to get units. It's around here.
Oh, the larva's still alive though. There's like, okay, please don't touch us. We're fine. We're little babies. Infanticide is illegal in every part of the country, of every country. And then again, just some good pokes here from Sandman so far. But oh no, oh man, this is terrible because Sandman already got a good push, and if he only had some zealots there to help out, perhaps that could have been good. Because in a map like this, those zealots aren't too useful. It's a very wide opening. Onto the natural, onto the main. You can't really go for the one unit blockade. And I guess those bodyguards, they're busy having a smoke break. Yosi muna dito, Mizzle, sabi ni Victory. And well, so the follow-up isn't gonna happen. Pure PCPH and Raf given free reign to do whatever the hell they want. And then the plan is build drones, big Zerglings, and build a big army, because we can see right now that the macro on the double Zerg team right now looking pretty good.
Yeah, very unfortunate. This is like 200 minerals. And where is the... How do you use the... Oh, shoot. How do you display the buildings again? Is it T? Oh, there you go. T.
Yeah, you just press the keyboard. It'll figure it out.
I pressed
for you.
B.
Yeah.
I pressed B for buildings, but it went back.
There you go.
So,
in any case,
yeah, still no upgrades for...
Ooh, Stargate though.
Oh, yeah, Stargate.
So, again? Void Race? Question mark?
Yes.
Believe in the laser beams, but you know what? I believe in very fast units. Back when I was a kid, I hated seeing Zerg because, you know, Zerglings are scary, and you can see how potent these things are. 50 minerals for 2, very, very quick, makes your opponent react, and it's a big heat check when you have Zerglings coming against your opponent. They have to react immediately, or else their buildings will slowly but surely disintegrate, their work is gonna be gone, and Sandman's Hydralisk, it tried its best. It tried its best for us, but no, it's gonna die. The drones are gonna die next, and there you have it. The heat check looking quite cold for Mr. Sandman, as Raf is just bothering his opponent so far.
And yeah, I think this is an error, like he made 2 shield batteries here. Oh, okay, now I see the point. But again,
doesn't matter if the Zerg is already there. And that's the thing, right? Like, I've been telling you, this is not the map to do that. This is not the map you go for this kind of play. The Void Ray can work if you can poke your opponent. But then again, you're playing against double Zerg, and if you think you can poke them with one finger, your opponent pokes you with 3 different ones at the same time.
Of course.
In each hand. So you're just getting bothered. It's like, look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm here. Now I'm here. Now I'm here. Exactly. And that Void Ray can't keep up. So Pure PCPH and Raf, they're in a good spot. But here we have it again, Missile. The unfortunate sickness of this team, they get supply block, they lose a bit of steam. And this gives Victory and Sandman a bit of time to react. But now, this is still an overwhelming lead here for Raf.
Exactly. And will he spot the 3rd base? No, he's not. Yeah, he's going for it. I think at this time it's good that you check your opponent's third base. I mean, like, just check if they went for third base. Like, for example, this guy here, Pure PC, is getting a lot of gold minerals now. And yeah, good for Raph. I think he went straight to this mineral line just to check. And yeah.
You want to prevent it, basically. Don't let your opponent get that gold, because you can really utilize the whole pressure advantage that you have by making sure that they just stay in their natural and stay on that high ground while you take things like the gold and push even deeper and deeper into the map. And just Raph saying, no going past this line, no going past this grass, I will break this hatchery, and sure, the Void Ray is going to react, but this is just not the best kind of damage against Zerglings. Yes, you can kill them for free. Yes, they're gonna die eventually, but this hatchery still dies in essence. So really not the best army composition right now for Victory versus a Zergling metabolic boost push. If you are gonna go in for this route, might as well get Blink for the Stalkers if you're really concentrating on it. But hey, Mizzle, this is the double downs of all double downs, because there's a certain unit you can build with a Stargate when you build a little thing called a Fleet Beacon.
Yes.
And it's coming. One of them.
Yeah,
which
one.
is not the best number for them, but hey, I ain't hating. I ain't hating, because I'm happy to see a carrier.
Yeah. I think that's a good investment, but against numerous Zerglings, I don't know. Plus Hydralisk over here. Let's see. Oh no, no cancel.
Yeah, and no expanding past the second, I'm telling you right now. Oh, the Baneling still get a good chunk of damage on. But that was just a scouting party, Mizzle. You can celebrate all you want if that was the main force. But by this point in time, 9 minutes in, you should expect a bigger and better army there from the other side. And you have it already, Pure PCPH. Given the space, the macro courtesy of Raph. Early aggression is Raph's forte, and then Pure PCPH, his expertise is to build the big army in behind. So he's coming on in with an army bigger than his teammate, bigger than his opponents separately, and bigger than his opponents combined. Breaks the debris there in the way. Might want to poke against the Baneling there, but oh, the other Baneling does get the connection. Still, the Zerglings do survive with the sliver of HP. But then again, that army is waiting for an opportunity to strike. And Victory, he's believing again in a second courier coming our way.
Regarding the Void Rays, I think it's actually a good unit. As long as if you go out of your base and then kill some Overlords. Yeah. But as
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that at all, because especially if you find things that you vaporize with the extra damage that it does on armored units and structures, so it can be very effective. But against Zerglings that poke, it's terrible, and when you just put them in position, then it's even worse. And Hydralisk, that is just the perfect counter right now for Pure PCPH. We're playing rock, paper, scissors when we play StarCraft, and this is just the perfect way to cut down the paper of Victory here. Hydra's chipping apart against the carrier, ignoring the interceptors by this point. Finally does break a few of those DPS units, but despite that, a single carrier cannot handle all those finds. And here you go, Pure PCPH looking to seal the deal here. Go for the coup de grace versus the opposition. Raph now with the Hydras as well. And that should be it. So Pure PCPH and Raph booking a date with Destiny and going to the finals, giving themselves a rematch against the team that beat them a while ago. And I like the effort from Victory and Sadman. You can see that Sadman has some good promise on the aggression, and Victory tried to follow up it on. But then the Zealots got stopped. Then the momentum was lost. and we go for defensive Void Rays and carriers that can't come en masse. So
yeah,
that's the problem sometimes. Building the most expensive units doesn't, equate to a victory. And Raph proved it early on. Pure PCPH proves it now. And that's GG. Well played. A game taken here by Pure PCPH and Raph.
GG. Good job to Pure PC. Okay.
I just feel bad for the Zealots, honestly. As the chat has mentioned, Wonder Drift mentions there. It's true. It's just if those zealots came, I feel like there would have been even more pressure against Pure PC and Raf. Like you shouldn't go zealots in a map like that, really, unless you're going early on, or unless you have charge upgrade already to come with your usual comp. So yeah, when you want to play aggro early on, you want to have the units to actually do something. So well played though. I like the effort, and you can see that there's a lot of promise on everyone. It feels like there's one aggressive player for each team, and then one macro-based player for each team as well. But it's the team that gets more damage done early on. It's the team that gets more value out of what they do. And well, it's Pure PCP and PH with Wrath moving on now to face off against Gray and Nooblord yet again. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is a best of 5, and we are going to be bringing out the neon lights as we move into Nightscape LE for this matchup. Mizzle, we see it again. Zerg and Zerg versus Protoss. But let's get our intros done for our finals and take it away, Mizzle. Who's playing in this game?
Yeah, for the top right, Pure PCPH and Wrath. And on the bottom left, take it away.
Here on the bottom left, well, it's Nooblord. Looking to be the Lord of all the noobs and looking to be crowned the king of Dual Meat with his partner. On the other side, he's just lying to us, Mizzle. His name is not his color, but maybe it's because of the skin that makes it that sleek shine instead. It's our orange Zerg, and his name is Gray.
Nice skin.
Nice skin. Mecha.
By the way,
wala na skin pa lalabas ever again.
Wala
diba?
na.
Not the thing. Wala na. Rip
I don't know.
StarCraft 2. RP.
We'll see.
Amen. Thanks.
Maybe
Loser.
another 5 years.
Aren't we just all relying on the... What's that studio? The Frost Giant, whatever it's called.
Frost
you
Giant,
believe?
yes.
Yeah. That's where we put our hopes and dreams in. And maybe in the future, in a year from now, we're gonna get StarCraft 3, the mobile gacha game on the phone. Mobile gacha game. I can't wait to roll my triple SSSR Raynor card. I can't wait. I can't wait for that kind of gameplay. But in any case, we still are purists here on the RTS side. And speaking of pure PCPH, I say, this Pure PC itself, very I give my props to them. Long-time sponsor of the PH scene.
Yeah.
Incredible place to get parts as well. That's your free plug right there. But in all honesty, good to see him playing right now. Really goes to show that the people who stick around for StarCraft actually care about the game immensely, and that's really where it is. It's such a passionate community, and you can't really go wrong if you care about the game the same way. But for now, Nooblord, I care about your pro. Please run away. Nooblord, no, don't stop believing. Oh, that's sad.
Actually, you know
anyway,
what? Yeah,
actually, go ahead.
Maganda pa rin naman yung StarCraft, especially dun sa Brood War. Actually, I went like a few days ago. I went back just to check if active pa rin yung players natin sa Brood War. And yeah, madami pa rin Brood War players sa Pilipinas. And yeah, active din sila. Madalas sila mag-live stream like every night actually. And ito, balik lang natin yung SC2 scene.
Well, no, the truth is, let's be real. The thing about StarCraft is the game is allowed to foster still, even with a small community, because it's still 1v1. That's one of the biggest things to make it easy, because you only have to really care about one person. One person is one entity, one team, one player, one part of the bracket. So you can have a big bracket, you can have big tournaments, because you just need 32, 64 people and you're good to go. Compared to team-based games, where you need to rely on other people to keep it alive also. So those kind of dead game scenes, it's hard to push any kind of tournaments from the small scale to the big scale if you don't have enough people. 40 people in StarCraft 2 is such a big community you can work with, compared to 40 people in a game like, let's say Valorant, or let's say Overwatch. It's like at most 8 teams, 6 teams in an Overwatch case. So Yeah, so it really is a game that is allowed to prosper on its own. Basta may tao na may pake. But here we have it. You know, let's care about this game because we have seen the aggression right now yet again from the double Zerg of your PC and PEH and Raph. And this is what I'm talking about, and this is what I've been banking on. The rush down of the Zerglings, the brawl on over. With great positioning here from Nooblord with that attempt to squeeze on in between the Nexus and the Pylon. Now then Raph going for the pokes against that Spine Crawler. Trying to bring it down, but that is going to go for a few hits before it falls. Adept right now going to bring in the reprieve, but oh no, Nooblord! It's going to get surrounded. And this should be Raph getting another one for free. Still though, this attack has been stifled immensely by the positioning on that natural there Mizzle and preventing the remaining Zerglings from getting the scout onto the main is just icing on the cake. Good defense so far from Grey and Nooblord.
Yep. Also, I think masyado nagmamadali si Raph and Pure PC. If only they, like, you know, group up in one place. Kasi wala eh, tinan mo. Like, it's parang manipis yung attack nila.
Yeah. You're not wrong. When you thin your forces like that, when you don't concentrate on the right targets, the Zergling double push isn't as useful as it does. So the Adept in the middle was decisive a while ago. Now shield batteries there with the overcharge of all things, the battery overcharge. That's just invincible to a Zergling swarm. Could have been better there for Raph and Pure PCPH to go after Grey instead. Just run away from the Spine Crawler, go for the drones, and then use that moment, use that momentum to get further and further through the map. So, a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. Still though, it's not decisive as of yet. It still puts Grey and Nooblord on a more defensive straight, but we're seeing it again. The sickness of the series so far, the sickness of Raph and Pure PCPH as a team versus Grey and Nooblord. Supply block again on the blue Zerg. Pure PCPH also barely really having everything and anything. And look at Grey and Nooblord. 83 supply already for Grey, 65 for Nooblord. And you know, a Protoss that has more supply than a Zerg, that's not good. That's not a good sign at all.
Yeah. And I think ang kulang din is unit composition. What do you do ba if for example he went for mass let's say 3 Immortals, what's the go-to unit for Immortals? Diba? Alam ko Lynx, right?
Yeah,
just pure Lynx.
You poke at the you basically prevent the shield damage mitigation from really doing anything. Sure, the barrier gonna be pesky, but the thing is Zerglings are a mass of units, right? And the Immortal is good at doing big damage but in slow bursts, in a slow fire rate. And that's the thing, the Immortal Tempest, similar scenario, and then on the other side they have the other units that can do that. I don't know why you're asking me about smart things in StarCraft, because I'll play this game, but then again I do know how the units really work.
Yeah.
And in this scenario, when you have the Zerglings, you just have to take advantage of the lighter things that you can break. You don't toss them at the heavy things, you throw them at the light things that you can kill immediately. And in this scenario, this is just such a good tech up here for Nooblord. He's going Psystorm because he knows that the likes of Pure PCPH and Raph might stick around with those kind of units. On the other side though, roaches are being built, but then again, the anti-armor meshes here for both Grey and Nooblord are prepared. They have a Warp Prism, they have the Stalkers ready to go, and we are just getting more and more of the upgrades right now here for the now attacking Orange Zerg plus Red Protoss. This, oh, nice cancel though on Raph. But in any case, here on Nightscape, it's great. Nooblord with such a big advantage. Look at that map control missile. Half the map is just theirs for the taking.
Correct. And yeah. Oh my gosh.
What's happening?
Yeah. I think this is a misclick. But medyo malayo yung pupuntahan.
I see. So the game's trying to help you out, guys, already. There's a circle where you're supposed to put things. But someone didn't get the architectural memo. Someone said, you know, let's not put it there. And I guess now it's one pixel away. You think it's not a big thing, but no. That adds up. The whole extra second or extra half second rather.
Yeah.
Some of those drones will take to go for minerals. It does add up, and that's the thing about StarCraft. Every small thing, it's part of the whole equation.
Correct.
It's part of the whole cosmic entity of SE2, and the +1, it makes a big deal. the little extra second you take, it makes a big deal. And the faster the AFM you have, the faster you do usual things, then the more things you can get done in such a small time frame. Time is everything in a game like this, and here we go already. Seems like the timing of Nooblord is not the fight. He has Archons into play. He also has... Are those just hallucinated Colossi?
Hallucinated,
Oh yeah, they are. Hallucination. It's not too obvious next to the skin, but in any case, Nooblord right now bringing in the Fury. Zealot's gonna be going for the push. Archons right now going for the damage as well. And I like the call here. These bulky units getting some splash damage on. He realized he doesn't need the High Templar. Flying Storm versus the Roaches on the other side, and he will just decide to tag things up instead. Stalker's gonna be there. Here comes the Roaches onto the high ground, and such a big cascade here being created by Gray and Nooblord on two separate fronts. It is becoming 1v1. It is becoming a bit decisive though so far, but then again, you can see the pushback here from Wrath, but Pure PCPH is taking a brunt of the damage, and now this turns into a concave. This can be a backstab here, Missile. Move on over to the ramp instead. While this is happening, even the pokes against that Hive, and it just goes to show right now that this is such a difficult scenario here for the double Zerg team. There are attacks on multiple fronts. That's just a layer ad. There might, excuse me there, but despite that, you can see the damage has been done economically. The damage has been done in the front line, and it has just been a complete shakeup of this game. It looked good for Pure PCPH and Wrath as per usual with their push, but the hold there from Gray and Nooblord allowed them to go for the macro, and suddenly the big army is upon us. Archons to come on in, the Hydras are there as well, and this should be game number 1 taken by Gray and Nooblord, really carving a destructive path here in Duel Meet 3 so far, Mizzle.
Yep. Actually, I like that. He used the illusions. That's a good you know, like, oh my gosh, there's a Colossus. To back out.
I honestly think he was just messing with him, honest, in reality. Like let's be real. If you see Colossi right there, but you haven't even had an inkling of a Robo-Bay being a play, it's just a mess with them. But you may be right. It's like, oh no, it's Colossi. it's scary, and
it's two Colossi.
It's two Colossi is gonna burn my things. But I feel like if he saw Colossi there, he's like, that's no problem. I don't really care. That's I have Roaches, right? So it doesn't really matter. What if that was like 17 Immortals being hallucinated? that would be 500 times scarier. Yeah. But game number 1 done, and it was pretty exciting in all honesty. But then again, it feels like there's a pattern here, Mizzle, in this series. Gray and Nooblord eventually take the win because of their superior macro. Pure PCPH and Wrath find a big burst of aggression early on and make it look competitive. But as soon as that happens, that's just it. It's let's say you're on a roller coaster and it has one high part and the rest is just you on a caterpillar instead. So that's kind of the show right now for Pure PCPH and Wrath. And if they don't add any more oomph in their push, if they don't add anything more in their aggression, it's going to be the same old, because Nooblord and Gray, if you put them in a longer game, they're going to come out ahead 99 times out of 100.
Correct. And yeah, finally, another hatch first. I think this is their strat for this map. Hatch first, and then... Yeah, I mean, I meant Pure PC and Wrath. One will go macro again, and then one will go pool first. But, you know, I think masyado lang talaga magaling sila. Lord Gray, who is now in orange.
Was he orange a while ago?
He was
or was
pink.
he what? Oh, was he? Oh,
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, he's just debating us by this point. He's still... his name is Gray, and it's not real. No, he was orange a while ago. I checked the VOD. He was orange. You're lying to me, Mizzle.
Oh,
It's because of the map filter. It's like, you know, Cyberpunk 2077. It messed with a lot of things. Even the Colossi hallucinations, I wasn't too sure. They weren't hallucinated until I saw they were translucent because of how the colors blended. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is. So let's look at the bases real quick just to figure out what's going on. We do have... Well, Nooblord's going for a second assimilator because he has the gateway in front. That should be a core, right, being built as well. So standard stuff for our red Protoss. So far, second gateway going to be into play as well. In the meantime, 2 bases being built here, 2 by Nooblord and Gray. Gray is prepared with a pool already. Hatchery is there as well. and we are going to be seeing a bit more of the defensive style here from the Orange Zerg so far. So a set of Zerglings going to be played on out for the scout, but an early spine crawler. This just tells me that in a map like Efflorescent, you really need to protect your own, and I don't blame Greg going for an early spine crawler here just to play safe, because this can be that swarm again, and in a map like this, it's more effective compared to the map we saw a while ago, if your PCPH and RAF concentrate their forces.
Yeah. Again, RAF is skipping the second hatch, and he's actually wasting time looking for proxies. I think these players need to know how to check if there's proxy or not by counting, like for example for Protoss, just count their pylons. Just go straight if you're going pool first, just go straight to your opponent's base, check like, okay, there's a second hatch, so move out, don't fight, and that's it.
That's the thing, eh? If you're the one playing aggression, might as well commit, right? If you're the one playing defensive, you're the one who should be hunting down for anything that is cheeky. And did the Roach just hate the Zergling? What is this strife? Why are you fighting each other? And here we go. This is now another thing I feel like is so counterintuitive to what philosophy RAF and Pure PCPH do. Because you're breaking these rocks for no real reason. Why?
There is
Why?
actually.
Like,
For this one.
like there's a reason. Yeah, you're breaking those rocks. Why? Because
yeah.
this now gets in your own way. It gets in your own way. You want to use those passageways. You want to be the one there. But I do understand that they feel iffy now because they saw the spine crawler setup.
Oh
but
my gosh.
it still should be them figuring out how they can really come back to this. So effectively, this makes any kind of chance for Pure PC and PH and RAF to really aggress on limited in terms of the directions they're going to come from, in terms of the timings. And if you know you're already behind, I don't think playing from behind is the right call compared to making your own plays with the units that you already have.
Yeah. This is another mistake by RAF. If you can see.
Oh no, is the hatchery too far again? Oh no!
This is like the distance for Brood War.
Guys, just put it as far as close as you can until it goes red. Come on.
Yeah.
StarCraft 101. Let's go.
As near as you can to the mineral line. Oh my gosh, this is a lot.
Oh, these Adepts, they're strolling past the Roaches and they're able to ignore them. Nublar needs to pay attention. Come on. One transfer is all it takes to get the infiltration. And now they're fighting against the Zerglings. These Shades are going to get in there, Mizzle. And they're going to go out. Now they're going to go in. Now they're going to figure out where to go. But this is actually a really good position for them because they're going to be able to stifle those Zerglings trying to get this around on. If they can get to the mineral line, this should be enough. Gray, in the meantime, using the distraction, go for the Nidus Network into the worm already. And here comes the push missile. It's aggression on one front, and it's going to be aggression on the other. Yep. Are you ready to see this worm screech onto the blue Zerg space? Because here comes the units. If you saw the distraction a while ago, you're going to think, what's taking so long? Why aren't they seeing commitment as of yet? Sure, it could have been a bit better if he stayed by the middle line, but in essence, the time has been bought, and here comes the push. Pure PCPH, so that's a really good go to go for the Mutas. That is just going to be a saving grace here for the purple Zerg, but the damage is going to be still vital against RAF. Those units going on down. Here comes the reinforcement, so from Pure PCPH to help out his teammate. But then again, the drones are already dying, Mizzle. The main base is just getting torn apart at the seams. And what used to be a heavily populated zone of drones is now going to get laid to waste. Now, effectively, it shuts down RAF in this game. It's up to Pure PCPH to bail them out against Nooblord and Gray.
Yep. I think Gray could have included some of his queens, right? Like, well, he didn't make queens. He only has 3 queens, but if only he had queens, maybe he could have killed few Mutalisks back there.
I also think that they didn't communicate that. A little bit of a slip up there from Nooblord. He was the one inside, but then again, since his transfer wasn't really the best, Mizzle, he didn't get as much scouting as he would like in the first place. And where is the Spire even in this map? Is it not a main? or is it in the natural? Let's look real quick. Click it. Oh, it is in the natural. So they couldn't even scout it anyway. So they had no idea it was happening. But I feel like if they did know it was coming, you would be right. There would be queens in the mix.
Yeah.
And again, though, it still leads to a game that effectively has 3 people here and 1 cripple. But we'll find out if this is going to be enough. Pure PCPH going to be going for the pokes, using those mutas. Good fortifications from Newbert so far, but this isn't enough. He still needs to bring in the units and help things out. So 1 shield battery going to go on down. The photon cannon now going to be the focus fire target. And time is really being bought here by those structures, but you need to bring those units ASAP. So the Stalker's finally going to be there. The bodyguard's looking to go for the protection. Zealots looking up in the air, doing absolutely nothing. But the defense will hold. Nooblord eventually is there to rescue his own behind and will be able to force those mutas back. And Gray, in the meantime, he's marching. He's looking to go for a more standard push this time.
Yep. Good attack by Pure PC. Although he could have gone here in the natural, and also he went for 2 Spire. What does this mean? He's going Brood Road?
It means you get double upgrades, and that is it. That's a big investment, though. That's it. What do you do with double Spire besides that? I don't think it's the best thing, though. It's a big commitment. You can really use this gas for something else, and one thing you can use that gas for, Mizzle, is an infestation pit. A second thing you can do if you have that pit already is the hive. And then you get adrenal glands for your Zerglings, and your push gets even stronger. But unfortunately, the pushback is better here from Gray. The Roaches are already there poking against everything else. And this is just going to be a big swarm of units fighting on back. Pure PCPH, though, still using that high ground advantage, or this air advantage, rather, to deal with the Roaches down below. And Gray, he's getting punished for not having Ravagers in the mix. But here you go. The Crimson Chin has arrived. Nooblord is there to fight on back. The Stalkers bringing in the damage. The Mutasto still a good hefty number. But there are more Stalkers, Missile. That was just wave 1. This is wave 2. And I'm just kidding, because this is not just wave 2. This is wave 2 and 3 combined. Because these are more Stalkers now fighting against the air units. Anti-air versus air. Now the Roach is going to get ignored because the Stalkers are taking all the attention. And Gray here into the front lines dealing with the ground. Sure, though, it's Pure PCPH coming out ahead in the fight, albeit barely, but the losses, the value is still gonna be quite a big loss here for the Purple Zerg, and now it will be Nooblord looking to send even more of those Stalkers into play. Gray, though, he's just ignoring this. He just doesn't care. He wants to decimate Raph right now. He wants to remove one of the Zergs from this equation already, and by God, he's not gonna get stopped anytime soon here, Missile.
Yeah, I wonder what's happening to Raph. He doesn't have units or army units. I actually surprised with Pure PC's commitment there. He jumped. I mean, he flew through the Stalkers. That was a lot of Stalkers actually, and he was able to win that fight. But 1v2 isn't good enough.
I mean, I like the call from Pure PCPH, all things considered, because he didn't have to deal with the maximum amount of Stalkers all at the same time. He still found a way to chip apart against the Stalker base from the get-go. And then on the second one, maybe he could have moved on away, tried to go for, some stutter steps to help himself out. But effectively, he won out the duel thanks to the initial damage he did there against the Stalker ball. So he's still alive, and he's still trying to protect his teammate. Raph does have a single saving grace in this game, though, Missile. He is a mineral and gas machine. It's either he gives all his money now to his teammate, or he uses that to rebuild. It's not done yet, this game. Gray and Nooblord haven't gotten that big ball of units to just go A-move and win. And it's really because of this Mutaball army that's been so helpful and such a good call from Pure PCPH.
Yep. And actually, you know what? I was about to tell you about in 2v2, StarCraft 2v2, you can actually share your gas or minerals. But since you mentioned that, it looks like
I'm sorry, I took your point, Mizzo.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm just saying, like, no, I mean, like, if only he shared his money with Pure PC, and then Pure PC made more hatcheries inside his base and make more Mutalisks, I think they could have win this match.
I personally think he doesn't need to send money. He can just send gas. So
Or
Pure
gas,
PCPH
yeah.
keep up at these mutas. Since look at Pure PCPH has 1.4 minerals, only 200 gas though, and that wasn't really the best fight. I commended his fights a while ago. You don't deal with you don't do spore crawlers as mutable. You ignore those. You say no, thank you.
Yeah.
I do not want more spaghetti on my meatballs. Good sir. That's not a fight you take, and you need to be really wise with your fights with the mutable, especially in a effective 1v2 scenario, because Raph still needs time to build on up to get back into the game, and the only thing that he has really of substance here is a dozen Zerglings coming. It really isn't much for the blue Zerg so far, but we'll see. We'll see if they can handle this a little bit more. There's still a chance. And I'm actually kind of surprised what's taking Nooblord and Grey so long so this time. So let's check out their neck of the woods. They do have +2 on for the Protoss, +1/+1 on Grey as well. And besides the Mutable doing some effective damage, it seems like that these two players just don't have the proper counters to it as of yet. Grey, where does Grey even have a Hydra then to play? Yes, he does. So he is going to be getting augments right now, but he doesn't have as many units as you'd like. Same thing for Nooblord. He does have the Stalkers yet. Yes, he does have the Blink Stalker, but he's only going for Psionic Storm right now. He's only going to be considering Archon now, and maybe, effectively, if he was just able to either bunch up those Stalkers correctly or bring in that splash damage, that could have been the answer there against pure PCPH, but no. This is his time, though, to bring in his A move, to bring in the big ball of units that he wants to fight back with. And there's one point of interest I have to mention, Missile. Why bother getting Storm if you're going to make all of your High Templars straight into Archons?
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Like keep 2 of them, keep 3 of them, and then whip out the Storms, then go for the Archon Warp Ride to get maximized damage. But the Banelings... Oh, no, please don't do that.
No.
I feel sad when I say... Dude, the Banelings, they give their life for you. They give their life for the cause. They're martyrs. You have to pray to them for what they do, but throwing it against roaches like that, it's such a waste. It's such a waste of resources. And it's just unfortunate when that happens, because you can really outrun roaches in the first place. But now Nooblord and Grey, they have a big army here, Mizzle, and well, this is looking very, very decisive by this point. We are seeing the critical mass that we expect from them, but don't count out pure PCPH and Raph as of yet, especially as the purple Zerg is matching the army count. And here they come! The Mutable is there, but the Archons will be able to just go for the splash damage! And this is now gonna be absolutely crucial. The fights were good from pure PCPH with the brawls, but now with the extra AoE, it is A-OK for Nooblord instead. That's game. That's game.
Yep. So AoE attack, yep. I was actually hoping for Brood, what do you call that? Yeah, Brood Lords, right? Brood Lords.
True. I mean, you have 2 Spires by this point, right? You might as well make one into a Greater Spire, get some Brood Lords, get some Corruptors on as well, and that's gonna be it. GG.
Yeah.
Well played though. GG. Really well played by. I really gotta commend pure PCPH for most of that game, except the ending, because the Mutalisk was such a good goal, and the fact that he was able to prevent that information from leaking by effectively using his main base as a bit of a distraction. Wasn't the best push though from Nooblord with the Adepts, but then again, that Spire just so instrumental in the first place. But that's game 2. This is already match point here for Nooblord and Grey. And the big ball of units that come the way of their opponents has just been the deciding factor of the Wumi 3 Juniors so far. Will we see it again, or will we get something different as we go now in a potential final map?
Yep. So...
Mizzle, sabihin ko lang sa'yo. Alam mo, I don't know why you don't just, hide that screen, when you're doing replays. You should just put your face on muna. This is the Mizzle cam.
Yeah. Yeah. I hide naman, pero kita pa rin.
Okay. Para naman I can pretend, di ba? I can make it a proper cast, like, this is totally live, right? This is totally happening. But here you go. Draft pure PCPH, last chance to get your revenge against Nooblord and Grey. Nooblord and Grey, They want to get the perfect run here in Duel Meet 3 Missile. They want that top spot of the junior prize pool. And by God, they're going for Proxy Pylon to start things off. Oh, Vision please. Vision. Quick little Vision. They know it. They know it's coming.
Yep. Ooh, 2 gateways. Actually, magandang opportunity to para manalo ka eh. Oh, 3 gateways.
This is an all-in. I mean, you're up 2-0. Might as well take the risk, right? It's just how StarCraft works. You have a big set of maps. You're just here to tilt your opponents, basically. And welcome to a game where you can just suddenly say, screw it, I'm going all in, I'm going full aggro, and I'm gonna see what I can do with this one. So there you go, Noob Lord looking to just rain on everyone with 4 gateways and an absolute dream. Now my question is, what will Pure PCPH and Raph do to defend? Will they go for the I'd say the Zerglings again? Will they go try and straight to go for Roaches? Will Spine Crawlers be in the mix? It's a bit greedy though, I'd say, for Pure PCPH to go for that second base immediately. Yep. You can do it in the 1v1 Missile, but in a 2v2, there are other things coming your way, and the Zerglings from Grey are ready to pounce.
Indeed. And no, still no. What? Okay.
Yeah, that's hatch first. This is hatch first into pool.
Exactly.
This is basically Noobler and Grey have a full minute to do whatever the hell they want and more. And now they are going to be going to carve against Raph again. 1v1, you can be greedy a little bit. You can still position yourself properly and defend. No, 2v2. No, they're coming. Zergling Zealots looking to just clear a path of destruction. First target gonna be Raph because they know this is the guy who has the units. So the Queen looking to get surrounded. Pure PCPH in the meantime finally getting his Zerglings out and about. But look at this, the Zealots are in the mix right in the middle. Sure, the surround will come, but the damage is being done and the drones are getting in the way of the Zerglings so far. Now the Zealots gonna get surrounded, then get taken on down, and a good defense so far here for Raph. That was a bit ambitious, I'd say, from Nooblord, and it felt very, very dicey on the defensive side, but eventually Raph able to play it properly, and this is looking to be a good hold so far from Pure PCPH and Raph because they're fighting back and they're holding off the Zealots and the Zerglings here, Missile. Oh no!
If I were Pure PC,
no. I'm sorry, but I have to interject because
oh my gosh,
with the Zealots not getting the surround, and they basically surround themselves, they go back to back, and it turns the tides. It turns the tides. It's not that's not the war you want to fight. And suddenly, this game is going to be over because Nooblord gets the critical mass of Zealots that you need to face off against all the Zerglings. And a while ago is the proper surround. A while ago it was the proper position. But now, when you fight against them on the open door, the wind will come on in, and the blades will say, knock, knock, where are you going? Seems like Nooblord right now carving the spawning pool, and goodbye to the Zerglings here for Raph. Next on the list, gonna be Pure PCPH. And really, the first wave was held, but the second wave was looking to be too strong to handle. The greed is real, and the greed is not too good. Here comes Nooblord again, going for the pokes and prods. Grey in the meantime, counting and assimilating that spawning pool. And that's it. No units here for Pure PCPH and Raph. Only the drones just there to die. And this is basically game, set, and match. The Roach is gonna be fighting on back, but we crown a champion. Nooblord and Grey, when first you don't succeed, try and try again. And they proved us wrong immediately there by setting up the Zealots in a good formation. And that was that for the series.
Yeah, cancel the hatch. Go for Spine Crawlers. GG.
You know, cancel Missile for trying to talk and say, no, Missile, the game is over. Because the Zealots are just there. Because that first hold, it was good. They got us around onto the Mineral Zealots. They actually got to protect the Queen. I was a little scared for the Queen for a while, but then it stayed alive. And then you see, for Pure PCPH and Raph, they felt a little heroic. They wanted to defend the natural Nyx. But Nooblord, wisely ignoring that, he said, screw the second hatchery. I'll stay by the ramp. And I feel like they just didn't have the vision for it. They didn't expect that many Zealots there. And when the rally point came, and suddenly those Zealots were attacking the Zerglings, it was just them carving up those little critters one by one. So it's victory on Banu there. Really well played to Nooblord and Grey. And from what we saw today, in the replays we were able to cast on more,
Mhm.
it was being just so much better than everyone else. Their macro was completely on point, and their making was very, very. I feel like there are some plays that I think Rap really was one of the better micro players here, and Pure PCPH being very decisive and
Yeah.
wide what to do. But Nublar and Gray, you give them the time to build all those units and more. They are just so strong at winning out the match as a team. So congratulations to Nublar and Gray, champions for dual meet number 3 in the junior division. So happy for them.
Yep. Congrats. I'm actually planning to do replays for seniors division maybe tomorrow morning or later tonight.
Tapos na ba yung seniors rin?
No, not yet. They will have their finals tomorrow. But
Ngayon pala eh.
yeah, I'm planning to do the replays tonight or tomorrow morning. But yeah, pero at least
There you go.
Thank you for hopping in, Dax, as always.
No problem,
So,
buddy.
Yeah, any events coming this
Ano
week?
ba? This week, ano ba gagawin ko? The usual Valorant stuff that show up there.
Mhm.
Malapit na yung Challengers Philippines, so, PPGL, etc. Official circuit. But despite that, just keep on keeping on, guys. StarCraft side, always happy to drop one by when I'm invited. And it's fun, It's fun to see this again. It's a really good change of pace. And it's good to see you all. Good to see Mizzo. It's good to see the community, like sila Mr. Payagaster, si Wonderchief, sila Saipem, etc. it just goes to show that you guys are still here, and
Yeah.
whenever you summon me the Dark Signal, I will
Yes.
react, and I will try my best to make it. So thank you, Mr. Mizzle. Feel free to wrap it up. I'm head out now. Have a good afternoon.
Sige. Thank you. Bye. So there you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See ya. Wait, before I end it, maybe I should play our sponsor. Dito natin, sayang naman. Sponsors, syempre, bago na tayo matapos.
Hi, I'm Jenico.
And I'm Amy. Welcome to Black 101 Hobby Store.